Every day, millions of us open ChatGPT and ask AI to think instead of us. And after that, we think, wow, this is so much easier. So now imagine you do this not once, but every day for weeks, for months, for years. What is that doing to our brain? I am Alexandra, and I am exploring how AI changes the way we think and behave. In this video, we'll explore what neuroscientists are seeing inside the brain when people use tools like ChatGPT and why your brain was never designed for instant answers from AI. First, let's talk about your brain in a very simple way. Your brain is like a huge city of tiny workers. These workers are your brain cells. Every time you learn something new, solve a problem, or figure out a difficult problem, the workers build new roads between different parts of the city. The harder the problem, the more they have to build. The more they build, the stronger the roads become. That's how learning works. That's how our skills grow. Your brain actually likes effort. Effort is its workout. Struggle is how it gets stronger. So, when you push yourself to think, to focus, to remember, to connect ideas, your brain says, okay, this is important. Let's build better roads for this. Now, keep this picture in mind because next we add AI to the story. So you open ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, so you can ask anything there. You type, write an email to my boss, explain this topic, blah, 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 and in seconds you get the answer. So the blank page is gone and you feel quite excited. On the outside, this looks perfect. You save time, yeah, you avoided stress. But remember the city in your brain. When AI builds all the roads for you, what are your tiny workers are doing? Actually, not much. They're sitting around, waiting, watching, drinking beer, becoming really lazy. The result is that your brain does less heavy lifting. And when it does less, it grows less. This is where the story gets interesting. Let's follow one person. We'll call her Emma. Emma is a student. She wants good grades, but she is busy, and the school feels stressful. For her first essay, she tries on her own. It takes hours. She rewrites. She is frustrated, but she finishes. Her brain workers build a lot of roads. They practice writing, thinking, organizing ideas. Now, for the second essay, Emma discovers ChatGPT. She copies the assignment into ChatGPT and she asks for a draft, like she tweaks a little bit and so on. The grade? Pretty good. So Emma thinks, why would I ever struggle again? So she repeats this for the next essay and the next and the next. After a few months, she walks into an exam where there is no computer, no ChatGPT, just her brain. She reads a question about a topic that she wrote an essay on, but now, without AI, she realizes she doesn't really remember the arguments. She doesn't feel confident. Her thoughts are foggy. Why? Because her brain city never had to build strong roads for those ideas. AI did most of the work. Her workers stayed quiet. They were just drinking beer. On paper, Emma looked like she was learning. In her brain, she wasn't. Now, a second person. We'll call him Lukas. Lukas works in an office. He writes emails, reports, presentations. At first, he writes everything himself. It's something tiring, He doesn't always love it, but he knows he can do it. One day, he tries using AI. Write a polite email to client who is unhappy. The results are impressive. Less time, less stress. Lukas starts to rely on this. Why not? It's effective. Months pass. One morning, Lukas sits down to write something personal. for example, a note to his team about some situation. He wants it to sound like him, not like AI. He opens a blank document he tries to start, and then he realizes something. He doesn't know how. The sentences feel really strange. Has he lost his intelligence? No. But his writing muscles got weaker because he hasn't been using them. The brain workers in his city got used to letting the machine do the building. Lukas still has the ability, but it will take effort and practice to bring it back. This is what happens when everyday tasks quietly move from I think to I prompt. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found that artificial intelligence can generate more ideas than any single person, but those ideas tend to be limited and very similar to each other. In their experiment, participants were asked to brainstorm ideas for a game that uses just a brick and a fan. They split people into 3 groups. One group used ChatGPT, another group brainstormed on their own with access only to regular web search, and a third group had no tools at all. The results were striking. 94% of the ideas from ChatGPT group were very similar, and 9 different participants even chose the same title for their own project, Build a Castle with a Breeze. The third group ideas were completely unique, and the most creative ideas overall came from the group that could use basic internet search but had to think for themselves. This shows that when AI leads the brainstorming, our thinking can become narrower and more repetitive, even though it looks like we are generating a lot of ideas. So, Emma and Lukas are just 2 simple stories. Your story might look different. Maybe you use AI to brainstorm ideas. Maybe you use AI to help with languages, to learn new topics. The point is not that AI is a devil. The point is that it changes the way you use your brain. With AI, you can read answers instead of building them, follow a structure instead of creating one, accept ideas instead of wrestling with them. Every time you skip the struggle, your brain misses a workout. 1 time, no big deal. 100 times, 1,000, that's when habits form. That's when I can do this without AI starts to feel true. There is a name for this: cognitive debt. Think of it like financial debt. You borrow comfort and speed now, you pay later with weaker skills, shallow understanding, and less confidence in your own mind. The scary part is that you can't easily see this happening. You feel smart because AI makes you look smart. Your brain, meanwhile, is quietly stepping back. There is another problem: information overload. Neuropsychologists point out that chaotic information consumption and constant AI hints can create a high mental load, but very little real learning. Your brain is constantly switching, reading, scrolling, checking suggestions, but it doesn't get enough time to deeply process and organize what it sees. Yeah, you feel busy, of course you feel tired, but inside, almost nothing sticks. It's like being in a kitchen where every minute 50 different recipes are shouting at you. You hear them all, but you never actually cook any of them. Your brain is drowning in information without the calm, focused time it needs to turn that information into understanding. So, what can you do? You don't have to stop using AI, but you can change how you use it. Here are 3 simple rules. Rule number 1: think first, then ask. Before you open ChatGPT, take a few minutes to think on your own. Write a plan, write a few ideas, few paragraphs, then use AI to improve it, of course, if you want to do it. This way, your brain workers build the road first. The AI just helps to smooth them. Rule number 2: make AI your student, not your teacher. Instead of always asking, explain this to me, try, let me explain this to you. Teach the AI what you understand. Ask it to tell you where your explanation is unclear. If you are the one explaining, you are the one thinking. Your brain stays active, your roads get stronger. Rule number 3. Keep one area of life AI free. Pick something you care about. Maybe that's journaling, maybe it's creative writing, maybe it's planning your week. Decide, I will not use AI here. This becomes your mental gym, the place where you let yourself struggle so your brain can grow. Even if AI could make it easier, you protect that space. Your brain wasn't designed for ChatGPT. It was designed to learn through effort, through attention, through a lot of errors. Yeah, of course, AI is powerful, it helps a lot, and it's not going away anywhere. But it's up to you to decide when it should help and when you should let your brain do the work. Every time you choose think first, to struggle a little, to explain instead of just asking, you're paying off your cognitive debt. You're investing in your own mind. In 5 years, we will still have AI. The real question is, will we still have strong, independent brains that know how to think without AI? If you want to go deeper into exploring how AI is changing the way we think, learn, and behave, make sure to subscribe.